be about making an offer, and it's going to be about what that offer will be, or what I think it should be, and also the origin story for the work. And I'm not really precise about that origin story because I think it will take a long time to get it down pat. And they say that it takes a long time to get your backstory that you tell, where you can tell it over and over, and where it's not boring but not too long, and interesting, and I guess that's the same as not boring, isn't it? So anyway, that's what this video is about. Okay, I apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse. It always seems to happen. In this slide 10, I'm going to stand up here, and maybe it'll work a little better. On the left, you see that beginning part, those bridge stories, wallpaper for self-talk rooms for the children. Well, what this slide shows is that really, for people to buy into that, they must see some trusted testimonials about the mathematics. They've got to have some kind of independent verifications that this, that the things that are said and the claims that are made about this is, for instance, the inner depth story about, you're as deep as the stars are far away. That idea, to say that that's, supported and it's aligned with physics, just to say that just won't cut it. Got to teach those actual math constructs. And you'll remember this. I just ask you to recall this and just look at all of that line. It's 15 years worth of work. So that's where really we started with. That's where I started with these videos, is I made that timeline. And that's very interesting to me. But what's the exciting thing is I'm getting away from that now. It's like, okay, that timeline is true and it's fun for me and it's fine, but that's history. So we're going to move away from that. And you see that we've just in the first part, we've put that business or that idea of the wallpaper stories and the eclipse of the inner light and so forth. We'll hang on to that. Not so much in this, in making the offer, but we have that. Now we want to support that with the mathematical constructs. So let's go to the next slide on that. Here we are in slide 20 that illustrates the fact that we're going to jump ahead and teach those key math constructs, which are right in that last phase. They're circled. Don't worry about reading that right now. I've altered it a little bit in thinking about this. So really we have the roots of mathematics that are involved, and we have those 6 new math constructs, and they stand alone by themselves. And it shows 5 in there, but I added 1. So that's really the idea, is we're going to jump ahead now and teach those new math constructs. There's only 6 of them. So in this slide 030, on the left you see those wallpaper stories and the fact underneath it, these things require trusted support. So on the right you see those supports. And learning these things enables support of rich, authentic storytelling. And you see the elements there. First, there's angular location, primal expansion, primal energy, Pythagorean allocation, the Pythagorean butterfly, and 4-dimensional mapping. They're pretty intense. I said they aren't difficult. But by saying they aren't difficult, I mean that they really do not require advanced mathematics. What they require is a shift in thinking. They require that's it. It's a shift that occurs, and that shift just requires the willingness to make it. On the right hand of that thing, although it's kind of hard to see, you see that stack of bonus things. I think I didn't make them bold. Well, I'll correct that. It'll be bold by the time you see it. Pythagoras, Euclid, Descartes, Newton, Einstein, and Minkowski. But I will link into how this work connects to all of these ancient and ancestral people. One of the points of this work is that this is really a bridge to join with them, because we will end up, through this work, you end up thinking about the very same things that these people thought about, but in a new way. And that's truly exciting. Well, I must be getting camera struck because I'm sticking my head in here after every one of the slides. And I thought of people having difficulty with the Bible and having difficulty with religion. And my almost the bottom line of this work is that, look, the ancients came down two avenues. On one side there was religion, and on the other side there was science. And they weren't really separated. They weren't separated because the scientists were religious. But at some point, and it really separated in the early 1900s. But what they will come to off in the future, now I won't be saying this in the course, but I'm sure of it, what they will come to off in the future is that those two lines, the spiritual line and the physical line, come down to the same thing. They come down to an inner depth that is real. A real inner depth that's hidden to the senses that goes as deep as the stars are far away and connects to the source. So that's not the same as, the idea that we hear in church, but it is as deep as that idea. And so I imagined that there would be seniors that would be, like I call myself Grandpa. I stole that name from a dream, and that means GREA, great grandparent. And I don't think I'm a great grandparent, but great in the sense of that you are considerate and you work toward the coming generations. So I pictured having seniors who are equipped with the right technical skills that they had, and they went deep in some area that gives them wisdom that they can't express very well, or maybe they just don't have an outlet. So the idea was that these people would be perfect for understanding, for using this work to understand that connection, that, hey, there is a real depth. And so don't let religion fool you. It's got its worth, but its worth is in that depth. We don't want to get rid of religion, but we would like to help the people who are struggling in a religious context to understand that science actually seems to say that there is a genuine, real depth. And that is, for children, the kind of wallpaper we want to create, is that they will grow into a depth, and that humans have really the capacity to access that depth. We are aware. And I have found writings about that. They'll be in other videos. So that's not just me saying that, it's just me as far as I know, with the mathematics that supports it. So with that, I'm going to go to this slide with Stephen Jenkinson in it. And so here it is. There's Jenkinson's book, Come of Age. He has another book called Die Wise. This is a marvelous book, and he's a marvelous speaker. He's awesome. So my feeling is that what this work does, if I want to try to go deep with it, is it calls us to wonder, to join with the ancients and with our ancestors, to think about the very same things they thought about, because it isn't settled. The intention of this is to hook into Jenkinson's call for seniors, to step up, to use their deep life experience to provide guidance as elders. Now, he makes the point there, many old people are flooded with old people, but we're short on elders. And often the seniors don't have an avenue. So my feeling is that for the ones who can bridge the whatever gap it takes to open up to this work, then it's possible for them to play a role in supporting the storytelling that supports the wallpaper storytelling. They can be the ones that vouch for this mathematics and explain it to the people around them. I imagine that there are people in every town seniors who are capable of understanding this, and would also like to see the young people cope today with this crazy world we live in, and with the stories of religion that they have such a hard time believing because of the Santa Claus Easter Bunny effect, I think, that I've talked about. Slide 040 brings to mind that, boy, Flatland and Sphereland, that's a perfect entrance ramp for this work. The I've got the hero avatar, but the client avatar can understand this SQL and they can use it in storytelling, and that's helpful to daily life. So the Flatland Sphereland series got stopped. It got blocked by this COBE data, and I can. It really showed that light goes in straight lines, so our universe couldn't be a curved surface of some mathematical space. It can't be. But this work, those 6 things add up to be an expanding web that is inside Sphereland. So explaining these elements can start with this Flatland Sphereland, and it becomes extremely visual.